Hi, my name is Mark Anderson, and I'm the President and CEO of Journey Quest Ministries. And I want to tell you a little bit about our ministry and kind of where it came from and what we're trying to do now. One of the things that my wife and I have been involved in is wilderness ministry. We've been involved for about 26 years. I met my wife through it, and we came back to Colorado in hopes to bring a rafting ministry to another camp that we were working at. That didn't work out, and at the end of 6 years, we decided that God was moving us on, looking towards building something that He had really put in our hearts, and that was Journey Quest. We just didn't have a name for it, didn't know what it would be yet. But we got excited about the idea and didn't know exactly how to build it or where we were going to build it. We just knew that we wanted to be on the Arkansas River. So we were toying around with how to make that happen, and we were involved with another guy who had 2 permits on the Arkansas River. His name was Bill Dvorak, and he was wanting to sell one of them for about $50,000 with a broken down van, broken down trailer, and a bunch of old boats. And so we thought, hey, this is a great idea, great opportunity from what we knew, and we decided, hey, we're going to have to run this out of our house. But as God would have it, the year that we decided to do that, it was the spring of 2011, I met a man named Ashley Denton, and he starts Christian wilderness ministries all over the world, and I started talking to him about rafting and how I viewed that as far as being used in the ministry setting. He being a backpacking kind of guy, didn't really see that connection, but it was cool how God kind of set it up because he knew a guy who owned a company called Vessels for Honor, and his name was Dwight Grant. Well, Dwight called Ashley and said, hey, do you know anybody looking to start a wilderness ministry? Well, Ashley remembered me and contacted me and said, hey, you need to contact this guy, Dwight, and ask him about potentially buying his company. So I contacted Dwight and went down the gorge with him, kind of shared my vision for ministry and rafting, and God really used that moment, because at that time, Dwight was like, well, I had to share with him that we didn't have any money. I've been a minister on support for about 20 years at that time, and we had no money. But I had this vision, and that's what I shared with him. And he was just like, well, let me talk to my wife, and I'll get back to you in a couple days. Well, he got back to me that night and said, hey, we want to carry the loan for you guys and have you guys step in and run this company. They wanted about $100,000 for it. And here, all of a sudden, in our laps was a company that was fully functional, already running. People knew it as a Christian company. And we had already started to develop the Journey Quest logo, so we just called it Journey Quest instead of Vessels for Honor. And we stepped in. He said, we'll hold the loan for you for 2 years, and that's what he did. And in 2 years, we paid him almost $100,000. And so that became Journey Quest Ministries. We are now in our 6th year of ministry, and God has provided, we've grown every year. And it's been a great opportunity for us to share the gospel with people. We have 10 to 20 people a year come to know the Lord for the first time each year of our ministry, and it's been exciting to watch. And God keeps bringing amazing, exciting guides to our door who have a vision for that ministry that God had called Sarah and I to start. And that's a wonderful piece of this whole puzzle, just to see how God uses the young people and seeing how their hearts are transformed themselves, and then they get an opportunity to transform others' hearts through the Holy Spirit and working of it. And it's a great thing, because one of the things that as full-time staff go, we like to be able to just take time and share and disciple and build into our guides, and in turn see them do the same for the kids that come through our doors. That brings us to today, and one of the things that we need to be able to do, and hopefully you'll see through some of the pictures you're going to see on this video, we're vastly outgrowing our facility. And one of the things that God is challenging us to do is to step out in faith and to build a new building. We are currently renting our facility from the restaurant above us. And it's a small facility, and our office is like 10 foot by 15 foot. It's a very small box. And sometimes our busy days, we have about 100 people from morning to afternoon trying to fit in that office to buy pictures, check in, even to get out of the rain. Because our facility, we don't have a place for people even to escape the rain. And it rains something fierce sometimes, and you'll see pictures of people just shivering and just hanging out in our office. And one of the things that I want to be able to provide is a good experience for people. And the current facility that we have is not able to do that. So one of the things that we're trying to do is get this building built over on the grant's land. And it will be a much bigger version of what we have currently. It will house the food prep room that we need for our week-long trips that we run. It will have a good gear room, so a good way to funnel people from checking in down the stairs to our gear room, then right out the door to the river. So we can get a lot of people in and out really fast as far as the process goes. And then our guides get to be out on the river ministering to them, and that's what's really exciting to me. So that is kind of where we're at. And yeah, what we are trying to fundraise right now to build this building. And we're putting together little ideas of how much it's going to cost. And right now it's looking in the ballpark of about $300,000. So one of the things we're asking is, if you're watching this and you have a real passion for reaching people through God's wilderness and believing that and believing in what we do as a ministry. I know a lot of you have liked us on Facebook and other things like that. It's just asking you to get behind us financially and prayerfully in getting this thing done. We can't do it without God. We can't do it without you. And hopefully the Holy Spirit working through all that. And so our ask is that it doesn't matter if it's a $10 donation, $1,000 donation, whatever God lays on your heart. Anything helps and gets us closer to that goal. And so please, I would just ask you to pray about it, and ask you also just to, if God leads you, there's various ways you can donate online. You can send us a check. There's various ways you can donate to our ministry. And we would just love to be partners with you in that, and that you are a bigger piece of being a part of Journey Quest ministry. Not just a user of our rafting, but saying, hey, next time you walk in our building and you've given us a donation, say, hey, our money helped build this facility. And our money is going towards building the kingdom of Christ. And that is what Journey Quest is doing. And that's what we're asking you to be a part of. So if it's within your means, we would ask you to please participate in our gift giving. And again, you can give online. There's a way to do it on our website, a donation button, or you can send a check to us via mail. Okay, and either way, it's solid, and every penny that comes in is going to be used towards this building, because that's where all of our money's going. So we thank you so much for your heart, for our ministry, and for being a part of it. Thank you.